Hello again. As we all know, despite the massive immigration of the last couple of decades, the great majority of this country's population is still white, over 80% in fact, or four-fifths. This means that all else apart, if we assume that all ethnic groups are equally endowed with cognitive ability and there is no rigging of things behind the scenes, then you would expect to see in any random group of people chosen by occupation, say, approximately 4 times as many white people as those who are not white. I don't think that this is a difficult concept to grasp. If you see that all the group are white, though, or all of them are black, or all of South Asian heritage, then obviously some other factors are at play. Perhaps racial prejudice is restricting the group to white people only, or possibly there are religious factors. For instance, if you stopped a crowd leaving a mosque, then the percentage of white people would be much less than 80%. In the case of those in the running to be the next leader of the Conservative Party, though, I do not think that any of these factors are operating. We have just had a leader of the party who was non-white and whose parents were born in Africa, so racial prejudice is unlikely to be involved in the contest. And I cannot think of any cultural or religious effect which would distort the figures. However, the only names which anybody seems to be considering as potential leaders of the Conservative Party are all non-white. This is curious. In the description to this video, I give a link to a piece from the BBC website, and they list the most likely candidates for the leadership of the party. Other sources also list the 4 people whom the BBC considers the most likely to lead the party after Rishi Sunak goes. Kemi Badenoch is the favourite, followed by Suella Braverman, James Cleverly, and Priti Patel. Clearly, to get a line-up like that, some factor must be at work to distort the odds. The chances of any of those contenders being non-white is roughly 5 to 1 against. The odds, all else being equal, of not seeing a white person in the first 4 names is over 600 to 1. What I'm interested to know is whether any viewers are able to suggest what it is which is causing the odds to be bucked in this way and presenting us with looks very much like a forced choice. I'm not a fan of conspiracy theories, so I'm disinclined to see this as part of some Jewish plot drawn from the protocols of the Elders of Zion. Nevertheless, it is as plain as a pikestaff that statistically, 1 or 2 non-white candidates leading the field is plausible. All 4 of the favourites being non-white is stretching things a little. It may well be, and probably is, that there is some simple explanation for what is seen, something like religion or racial prejudice, but I'm damned if I can see what it is. 3 of the 4 are women, one's a Buddhist, 1 Hindu, the remaining 2 Christian. I suspect, missing something. What is slightly irritating is that this is such a glaringly obvious question, and yet nobody at all seems willing to ask it out loud, and everybody just wants to celebrate the diversity and play at being colourblind, which is cowardly and annoying.